I'm sorry. Before I was, before I was doing this, I was trying to put these two parts together. Didn't work out well because I'm very bad at assembling things. It's a figure I'm talking about that I ordered, and I accidentally broke it. So it's stable now. I glued the parts together. It still looks pretty cool, but it's been falling recently, so it looks like it's stable for now. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. Host is a 2020 British psychological horror film that is directed by Rob Savage. Six friends accidentally invite the attention of a demonic presence during an online séance and begin noticing a strange occurrences in their homes. When I was sick and when I was in the bed for 2 weeks, I was desperate to find a horror movie through the streaming websites. And a movie like Host, you have to be desperate to look for. And when I found out about Host, it's a low budget indie film that focuses on girls on a webcam. I looked at reviews, and most of the reviews seemed pretty legit, and it was enough for me to purchase it. And by me watching it, by me seeing the movie, I'm gonna have to tell you right now, for an indie horror film that I seen this year, I'm gonna have to say it was pretty damn good. I enjoyed it from start to finish. There was some problems with the film, of course, but not enough for you to get thrown off. If you are a horror movie fan, there's going to be certain light problems of this movie that you are going to be aware of. That's not going to really throw you off for you to hate the film if you're already aware of the criminology of what horror films suffer from in the first place. The story kicks off pretty quickly. As soon as the movie starts, one of the main characters, they already try to get the girls together in their chat, and they invite the person over to the chat so they can get the seance situated. Now, as for the development, we know enough of the characters. They give us enough dialogue and enough chemistry for the characters to know each of their actions. And with horror movies, I like it where they have a mixture of emotions and attitudes for each character, so it can be more realistic. You have smart characters on this movie. You have dumb characters, which we need so things can kick off the way they need to be. Because let's just face it here. When it comes to demonic possession movies and horror movies, when it comes to ghosts and things being conjured up, these things normally happen when stupid characters make mistakes or smart characters make mistakes. And with this movie, we needed that. And I'm going to have to say right now, even though they gave us enough for us to know about these characters, I didn't really care much about them. So even though when shit starts happening, when characters end up getting killed off, I wasn't really feeling the impact of being like, wow, like what the fuck, like I liked this character. They only just gave us enough for us to know the criminology of their intentions. That's it. Now as for the characters that has done things stupid to make the premise of the film kick off, I'm gonna just say it right now. And they can be easily be the most hated characters of the film, and she was. I hated her. I wanted her to die first. Because she, not only that, she was one of the main people that made the seance be fucked up, but she was just annoying. She was a very annoying character. I kind of wish they kind of just toned down her, just how she was a little bit, just so she could be a little likable. Here's the thing with people. People can be annoying, but they could have certain good featurettes of what makes us like them. But she was annoying in all aspects. The scary scenes of this film was pretty fucking intense. There were times where I would see certain things in the film that kind of got me on the edge, and I was like, what the fuck? Because this movie doesn't focus on no jump scares at all. There's no jump scares. There's a couple of like pop-ups then and there, but not to the point where the movie focuses on it alone. The movie focuses on mostly the tension, the visuality of the film, and just you seeing certain things of the film that you can easily not notice, but you can know that there's something not right. And the movie doesn't really have CGI either, which makes me like the movie a lot, because when it comes to horror films that focuses on CGI, some people get scared of it, but with me, I can easily get pulled away from it because I know it's not real. What makes me like a horror film is that when I see something and it's an actual person, it's realistic, and that makes me get pulled in even more because it shows that shit like that actually exists, and they do that with Host. The movie is short as fuck. The movie is not even over an hour. The movie is like 50 minutes, 55 if I'm not mistaken. What the fuck is this? This movie, well, I like it like that because it kicks off pretty quickly. But for a movie like this that is only less than an hour long, what the hell is this? 2A's life? But it's not really a flaw, I guess, if I was entertained from start to finish. But I wanted more of the film. I was actually hoping if they had like a part two of the movie because the way how it ended. But you know what? I was toughly satisfied. Now, as for the acting, I already talked about the dialogue of what the criminology of the characters are when it comes to them being represented as us caring and not caring, and I didn't really care much about them. But the acting was believable. I believed the acting of this film. There were times where shit got crazy, characters got crazy, I got crazy. So there were times of the film where they would try to encourage certain people in webcam that saw things going on in their house, and it was actually pretty fun because it's like a total of like a few characters, like around like I think 4 or 5 if I'm not mistaken. And when shit was going on in their house or in their room, they have to investigate. Or where there was a time where one of the girls had to go in the attic, and if you don't have an attic in a horror film, you already fucked. But they had an attic in this movie, and I just like how even though each girl in the cam was scared, you had one of the girls that was saying, "It'll be okay, check it out. It'll be okay, check it out." And it's like, you know damn well it's not gonna be okay. But you need to check it out so we can see what the hell is going on. So, the acting was believable. I thought that each girl pulled their weight of what they intentions to be in the film. The scary points was pretty good. The tension was nice. The pacing was pretty good. Only problem I had was the fact that how things took place. But other than that, this is actually a pretty good horror film to watch. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, even though this came out in 2020, this year, in my opinion, this might probably be one of the best indie horror films out there, in my opinion. I'm going to have to give Host an A-. I wish I could have came across this movie sooner. But, you know, there are reasons for everything. And it's not too late to check it out now if you want to get the spook factor kicked in. But in my opinion, I think movies like this should be talked about more. Because I feel like when it comes to indie films, it's kind of hard for them to be noticed because there's no commercials, there's no advertisements. So therefore, it's hard for people to pick up on films like this. Even though I'm an indie fan lover. So, excuse me. It was still hard for me to watch. I mean, it was so hard for me to check, for me to look into. But thank God I was able to look into it. Thank God I was able to notice it, so I could recommend you horror fans to check it out as well. Well, that's all I have to say for today. Please stay tuned for more of my upcoming reviews and videos headed your way. This is Hugo, your critic teacher, and you guys have a good day.